Hi, I'm Jose Anunciato, and you're watching the webdev channel. So we've taken a look at several skills that we've been acquiring throughout the week, being able to create some really simple React applications, also being able to dynamically render content by either iterating over the content or passing parameters to a component and taking those parameters and then displaying something based on those parameters. We also took a look at how to implement navigation using routes and links, so that you might have multiple parts of the application, and then using hyperlinks, you'll be able to navigate and display certain content or not. And also we took a look at how to embed bootstrap widgets inside of an application, so that you could display lists or tables or cards, and also splits, one-third, two-thirds splits, so you could have maybe a list of modules on the left-hand side and content on the right-hand side. So I think we have all the core skills that we might need to apply and build something. So here's a set of slides that hopefully you've taken a look at it. Maybe you've gone over it somewhat. So I'm gonna go over some of these, and it kind of walks you through implementing the first couple of requirements for that second assignment. Okay. Remember, for the second assignment, you're asked to implement a couple of screens. One of them is being able to add any number of courses as a table, right? Where the first one might be an input field with a button, right? And you're able to click and it adds courses, right? Or you can remove the courses. And if you click on a particular course, it navigates to a course editor that allows you to, on the left-hand side, add any number of modules, right? Maybe with an input field at the top and a button. And if you click on plus, it adds the modules to the course. Okay, and then you have access to be able to remove the modules from a course. And if you click on a particular module, it displays tabs for that particular module, which are the lessons in that particular module. And perhaps an input field here that allows you to add more lessons or remove a lesson. So this presentation here, right? This lecture describes how to implement this first part. Okay. So let's go over it. First, it starts off with the server side. Right? What's the data model? How we're going to store this in the database? Right? What APIs is going to expose for us to be able to interact with the database. Right? There's a second set of slides that goes right after this, right? That talks about how to get started on this part, right? Specifically this part right here. Okay, how to get started on the modules. One of the challenges is that these modules are going to be related to a particular course, right? Given one course, you'll have a certain set of modules, right? If you click on another course, you will get a different set of modules. Yes. So how do we create that relationship, right? Basically, we want to create a data model that supports this kind of relationship, right? That you have courses, a table of courses that is related. There's a one-to-many relationship between one course and many modules, right? And for one module, there'll be many lessons, right? So give me a course, and I'll give you many modules. If you select one module, I'll give you many lessons. So how do we implement that? Okay. All right. So let's take a look at that. First, let's look at the server side, how we can do that. So this already assumes that you have a working development environment, that you have perhaps even deployed it to Heroku. It's connected to a database and whatnot. So I'm going to skip over all that. All right. So here's where it all starts to get interesting. Right. So first, we're going to create a class that can hold the data for a course. It could be just a title. Right, we could start with something simple as a title. It's just an entity class like we did for users, right? It's no different, nothing new there. We do have a couple of things new here. That we have two dates here created, when it was created and when it was last modified. And notice that we're using some decoration here, we're decorating these as temporal. We're asking the database to use this particular data type to store in the database, right? Otherwise, the database can choose from any number of ways of storing dates. Right here, we're specifically telling it how do we want to store dates. And other than that, it's just a plain old entity class, right? Like we did for users. There's nothing new there. And then we create a repository, right? So that will give us the boilerplate crud operations, right? Like find all, find by ID, and things like that, right? So that's nothing new there. And here we are exposing this the data model with this one API call, right? /API/course. According to RESTful nomenclature, that means that I'm asking for all the courses, right? This since this is not mapped to a an ID or whatever. This is meant to retrieve all the courses. And indeed, we see at the bottom, right? Course repository dot find all. It's retrieving all the courses. So excellent. So that's on the server side. Nothing shattering there. If we point our server to API course, it would return empty because there was no courses. But we could we can take a look at the table that was created for us by JPA, right? And we can insert a couple of records in there to represent just a couple of courses I'm teaching. 5200, 5600 are being inserted into our database. But so when next time we actually hit the URL, once we do hit that URL, now we do get some data back, right? Some JSON data back from the server. Everybody okay? Nothing spectacular there. All right, so let's take a look at what can we do on the client side, the React side, right? And we'll do that next. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, like the video, and share it. Thanks.